This is 7 National News, and in our top story, the UAE Vice President, Prime Minister and ruler of Dubai, His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, stated that he is proud of UAE nationals, adding that the country will provide everything to enable them to achieve excellence and become leaders in all fields so that they become ambassadors for the country. His Highness was speaking at a ceremony to honour 44 distinguished personalities during the UAE Pioneers Award 2015 event organised at Madinat Jumeirah in Dubai as part of the 44th National Day celebrations. During the ceremony, His Highness honoured the Emirati personalities in various fields such as education, health, innovation, technology, sports, arts, culture, media and philanthropy, as well as government and military sectors and distinguished initiatives. Topping the list of those honoured was His Excellency Ahmed Khalifa Al-Suwaidi, the UAE's first foreign minister. Meanwhile, on the sidelines of the ceremony, His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum launched the UAE Pioneers 2014 book, which is an encyclopedia featuring 43 Emirati leaders and pioneers in their respective fields who were honoured by His Highness at the first edition of the UAE Pioneers Initiative last year. The Crown Prince of Dubai, His Highness Sheikh Hamdan bin Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, has been named by leading social messaging service Snapchat among a select group of international leaders, celebrities and influencers who will have official stories, a new initiative introduced by Snapchat to help its members easily discover and identify interesting stories about leading global personalities. His Highness Sheikh Hamdan's inclusion in the select list reflects his rising global popularity, as well as his growing profile as an icon for young Arabs and a leader who actively engages with the public not only regionally but also internationally. His Highness Sheikh Hamdan has a strong and loyal following on the world's prominent social media networks with almost 1.4 million followers on Facebook, over 1.37 million on Twitter and over 2.8 million on Instagram. In the initial phase of its launch, Snapchat's official stories is being rolled out to a small group of high-profile celebrities, influencers and thought leaders. The app is currently estimated to have over 100 million active users every day, most of whom are young users. According to the company, in May 2015, the app's users were sending 2 billion photos and videos per day, while Snapchat Stories content was being viewed 500 million times per day. Enforcement, education and intelligence sharing remain crucial for combating international trafficking of illicit goods and counterfeit items. That's according to experts who spoke during the 5th Regional Intellectual Property Crime Conference for the MENA region. Lieutenant General Dahi Khalfan Tamim, Deputy Chairman of Dubai Police and Public Security, attended the opening ceremony of the conference where representatives and senior officials from international organizations and law enforcement agencies have gathered to discuss the current challenges faced by the region. The 3-day conference is expected to hold discussions on legislation development and innovative strategies in the areas of policing, customs, as well as research and development. While highlighting the dangers posed by the counterfeit items for public security, panelists called for greater public awareness on the impact of purchasing fake goods, such as health and safety hazards and funding international crime. According to Emirates Intellectual Property Association, the forum aims to highlight the importance of improving resources available for law enforcement personnel, such as scanning devices for illicit items, as well as educating the public to combat piracy.
هذا المؤتمر الخامس لمكافحة الجرائم المؤسسة بالملكية الفكرية، وستعقد جلسات ونقاشات وعصف أفكار لوضع استراتيجيات جديدة لمكافحة هذه الجريمة، ونتمنى أن تخرج النقاشات والجلسات في الأيام القليلة القادمة إن شاء الله بنتائج إيجابية، لأن الاعتداء على الملكية الفكرية جريمة ضارة بمصلحة المجتمع ومصلحة الأفراد. الإمارات في تعاونها الدولي تقف موقف حازم من هذه القضية وتعمل جاهدة من أجل مكافحة هذه الجرائم.
education and marketing intellectual property rights, it's endless. We need to continue educating the society, whether the businesses or the consumer, about how to protect and how to implement, how to respect the intellectual property, how to make sure that those who who spent money, spent time coming up with those innovations, we need to respect their rights, and we need to encourage them. How to encourage them? By protecting their rights and by respecting the intellectual property. This will increase the awareness and education why we are towards the innovation.
While underlining the transnational nature of the crime, the senior official from Interpol stated that they aim to enhance intelligence sharing between the national coordination bureaus through their I-24/7 system, which is a database of international fugitives. With the crime regarded as one of the sources of funding cross-border terrorism, representatives from Interpol added that governments should step up efforts through capacity building and improved surveillance systems.
We're able to promote our notices. If a particular crime type is recognized in one country through the Interpol notices, we can share that through all the countries. We have red notices for wanted persons, for example. We have purple notices for different types of crime. So the role is crucial for coordination because of the nature of the crime. Our experience again is that counterfeit and illicit production is happening everywhere. And it unfortunately also happens in this part of the world. And therefore the need for an organisation like Interpol to help coordinate these types of activities. Imagine our challenge. We maybe have products produced in one country, transiting through another country. An internet service provider will be in a third country. A bank account will be in a fourth country. A distribution warehouse will be in a fifth country. Consumer victim in a sixth country, and the suspect, the mastermind, in a seventh country. So very complex investigations and very complex time-consuming inquiries need to be conducted in order to, if you really want to make an intervention against the entire illicit supply chain.
And the Human Rights Department of the Dubai Police has announced a 4-month diploma course in human trafficking to be implemented by the National Committee to Combat Human Trafficking and the Dubai Judicial Institute, as well as the Human Trafficking Monitoring Centre at Dubai Police. According to police officials, the training program is aimed at enhancing skills of government officials to combat human trafficking. According to a local report, the course includes all issues related to international agreements in human trafficking, which will help officials develop techniques needed for investigation and protection of human trafficking victims. The training program is in line with the strategy of the National Committee to Combat Human Trafficking and will focus on 4 main areas, including prevention, penalty, victim care and enhancing international cooperation. According to officials quoted, only 15 human trafficking cases were registered in the country last year, indicating that the UAE has managed to combat human trafficking. The United Nations is bringing to light important concerns about the condition and availability of sanitation around the world and raise awareness during World Toilet Day. About 2.5 billion people don't have access to the basic sanitary conditions that are taken for granted, having a dramatic consequence on hygiene, the environment and socio-economic development. Hygienic access to water is a real struggle in many places without toilets, and even in countries where there is proper sanitization, still have problems like water wastage, contributing to a world with fewer natural resources. In the UAE, despite it being listed as one of the highest ranked countries to be water stressed, high per capita water usage in the Gulf region, the water consumption per capita is 300 to 750 litres per day, far higher than the global average of 250 litres. Industry insiders have revealed 5 tips to save water and contribute to the solution. They stated that people should try to save as much water as possible when showering, in addition to reusing water from the washing machine to clean floors and exterior surfaces. Installing a low-flow tap nozzle is advised, as well as reusing water that they've used to cook with to water plants. Finally, experts advise using a spray bottle to clean various rooms in the house. New mangrove habitats will receive better care as a result of new legislation from the Environment Agency Abu Dhabi. Mangrove planting is a popular method for developers to offset the environmental impact of building work and may involve the planting on bare mudflats along the coast or increasing the density of trees in an area where mangroves are found. According to local reports, the EAD now requires companies to obtain approval for planting mangroves, allowing better husbandry for the plants and the environment. As per the new rules, scientists will advise on how to ensure that plantations enjoy a high rate of success and protect existing critical marine habitats. The authorities' officials were quoted as saying that when managed properly, mangroves can create a shelter for wildlife and create green scenic areas, although when poorly planned, they may supplant other valuable habitats, particularly mudflats that attract birds. And finally, the second annual Salon des Grandes Complications officially kicked off earlier today at the Dubai International Financial Centre and will be open to the public until the 19th of November. His Excellency Isa Kazim, the Governor of DIFC, inaugurated the horological exhibition, which aims to offer a platform for watchmakers and regional watch enthusiasts to connect and to provide an opportunity for collectors to purchase timepieces that may not be seen elsewhere. The salon features some of the most prominent names in the industry, both independent watchmakers and larger manufacturers such as Bulgari, Cartier, Chopard, Jaeger-LeCoultre and many others. According to the organisers, Salon des Grandes Complications will soon be extending its regional reach, with events planned for Kuwait in April 2016 and Saudi Arabia in 2017.
I can tell you that every brand has brought over their stand, or they were showcasing really the most beautiful watches that they have ever produced, and some of the watches, they are here for the first time ever. So every night we have Meet the Collectors, sponsored by one of the companies. On Thursday, it's the final day of the exhibition. We do the Middle East Watch of the Year Awards. This is the 11th edition of Middle East Watch of the Year Awards. It will be again at the Ritz-Carlton, Dubai. Usually we have about 400 guests, all VIP, among as well the watch brands. And the Middle East Watch of the Year Awards, its objective is to give an incentive to all the watch brands to more look after this region, more we appreciate them for what they manufacture, we appreciate them for their quality, for their craftsmanship, and for their looking after the consumer of this part of the world.
The participating companies are presenting key timepieces and showcasing their craftsmanship and mechanical expertise through a variety of live demonstrations by watchmakers, engravers and other specialists. Among those exclusive watches is Cartier's ID2 Concept, which is a unique piece that is rarely seen in public. Other exclusive pieces include Vianney Alter's award-winning Deep Space Tourbillon, featuring a large central triple-axis tourbillon with a high complex sapphire dome, as well as Voutilainen's GMT6 watch, featuring an elegant and robust proprietary movement, housed in a sturdy and stylish case of reflective longevity and precision.
I'm making watches and I'm running my company. We are 14 people doing practical work in my workshop, 18 altogether. And we are making 50 watches per year, so it's very exclusive. And we are doing all the components by ourselves. And if you're talking about our awards, I have been win 4 times the Geneva Grand Prix competition. It's this piece which did win this Geneva Grand Prix competition 2 weeks ago in men's watch category. And it's a GMR, which is powers of indication, and the GMT function.
To bring something from my countries in Europe, different than what you think in the watchmaking world. And it's why I participate to this exhibition to teach a little bit people and to find customers. I'm a watchmaker and I work on the bench, and not only in the office or in the market to sell the watch. I make myself the watch completely, all parts in the movement, and for the cases, and for some box also to condition the watch. And it's why also my work and the work like my colleagues with who I exhibit today is so different, because you find in these pieces, in these watches, something else than in the big brand, where it's more industrial and more one business, market business, and to make money, really to make a lot of money.